In the realm where shadows dance and secrets hide, there are stories so eerie they can send shivers down your spine. Join us as we open the gates to the unknown and share with you 7 nightmares unleashed, tales that will haunt your dreams and leave you questioning the very nature of fear itself. These stories aren't just scary, they're terrifying, heart-pounding journeys into the darkest corners of our imagination. So brace yourself, because once you hear these spine-chilling narratives, sleep may never be the same again. No. 7. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. The old Ford pickup rumbled down the desolate highway, its headlights cutting through the thick fog that had settled over the countryside. Inside, 2 friends, John and Mike, were engaged in their usual banter, their laughter echoing in the cab. But the jovial mood would soon turn sinister as they picked up a hitchhiker, a young woman with long flowing hair and a mysterious aura. Despite the late hour, John, ever the charmer, didn't hesitate. He offered her a ride, unaware of the nightmare that was about to unfold. As the miles rolled by, the hitchhiker remained silent, her eyes staring blankly into the darkness. A chill ran down Mike's spine, an uneasy feeling that intensified when the hitchhiker suddenly reached out, her touch icy cold. Startled, he turned to John, only to see a wild look on his face, his eyes now devoid of their usual warmth. Before Mike could react, John slammed on the brakes, the truck skidding to a halt on the side of the road. "Why did you do that?" Mike exclaimed, his heart pounding. John, still fixated on the road ahead, responded in a voice that was no longer his own. "She asked me to stop." Turning slowly, Mike saw that the hitchhiker was gone, vanished without a trace. And as the realization of what had transpired dawned on him, he understood that the nightmare had just begun. Number 6, The Haunted Mirror. In a quaint antique shop nestled in a forgotten corner of the city, there was a mirror. Its ornate silver frame hinted at a bygone era, yet its depths held a secret that chilled those who gazed into it. For this was no ordinary mirror. It was a portal to another realm, a gateway to the spirit world. One day, a young woman named Sarah entered the shop. Drawn to the mirror's enigmatic allure, she purchased it, unaware of the darkness she was bringing into her life. As soon as the mirror was hung in her room, strange things began to happen. At first it was subtle, a flicker in the reflection, a whisper at the edge of hearing, but soon the hauntings intensified. Apparitions began to appear, their eyes hollow and mournful, their forms translucent and ethereal. Sarah's world turned into a terrifying spectacle as she was tormented by the spirits trapped within the mirror, their presence growing stronger with each passing day. Driven to the brink of madness, Sarah sought help, but even the most rational minds dismissed her tale as mere delusion. Left with no one to turn to, she was forced to confront her fears head-on. With trembling hands, she looked into the mirror's depths, determined to break the curse that bound her. What she saw there shocked her to the core. Her own reflection was contorted in pain, reaching out to her from beyond the glass. And in that moment, Sarah realized that the true horror lay not in the spirits that haunted her, but in the darkness that resided within her own heart. No. 5. The Shadow in the Attic. The old Victorian mansion loomed against the horizon, its silhouette a dark omen against the twilight sky. Inside, a young boy named Ethan was playing, his laughter echoing through the cavernous halls. But his joy was short-lived as his mother warned him to stay away from the attic, her voice heavy with dread. Intrigued, Ethan couldn't resist the lure of the forbiddens, and as dusk settled, he crept towards the attic stairs. With each step, the air grew colder, and the sound of his own breathing echoed ominously in his ears. Pushing open the door, he stepped into a world of shadows and dust. And then he saw it, a dark, shapeless mass lurking in the corner, its eyes glowing with an eerie light. Paralyzed with fear, Ethan could only watch as the shadow began to advance, its every move laden with menace. A scream caught in his throat as the shadow loomed over him, its icy fingers reaching for his soul. And in that moment, he knew that he had stumbled upon something truly terrifying, something that had been hiding in the attic all along. 4. The doll's demise. In a world where childhood innocence meets the macabre, there was a doll. Not just any doll, mind you, but one that was imbued with a sinister presence, a harbinger of misfortune and despair. Anna, a curious and adventurous soul, stumbled upon the doll in her grandmother's attic. Its porcelain face was eerily beautiful, its eyes like pools of endless sorrow. Unaware of the curse that clung to it, Anna brought the doll home. And oh, how the curse unfolded. Doors slammed on their own, whispers echoed through the empty halls, and objects moved with unseen hands. But the worst was yet to come. Anna began to have nightmares, visions of a little girl trapped within the doll, her spirit tormented and vengeful. As the dreams intensified, so did the doll's sinister influence. It became a malevolent force, twisting Anna's reality and tearing her sanity apart. Driven to the edge, Anna realized she had to break the cycle of torment. With trembling hands, she took the doll back to her grandmother's house, determined to lay the restless spirit to rest. In the attic where it had all begun, she left the doll, finally setting it free from its earthly prison. 3. The ghost train. The rusted tracks snaked through the dense forest, a silent testament to a bygone era. Legend spoke of a train that haunted these tracks, a spectral apparition that emerged from the mist, carrying with it the souls of the departed. One night, a group of teenagers decided to test their courage, venturing into the woods to seek out the ghost train. Armed with flashlights, they braved the eerie silence, their hearts pounding in their chests. Then through the trees, they saw it, a faint glow followed by the ghostly whistle of a steam engine. As the train drew closer, their lights danced on its spectral cars, revealing the shadowy figures of passengers long since passed. Panic surged through the group as the ghost train thundered towards them, its presence both terrifying and enthralling. They scattered, each seeking to escape the clutches of the spectral locomotive. And as the train rattled past, they could hear the mournful cries of the lost souls trapped within, forever condemned to roam the tracks in search of peace that would never come. Number 2, the cemetery gates. In a town where the veil between the living and the dead was thin, there was a cemetery. Ancient cypress trees towered over the weathered tombstones, creating an atmosphere of perpetual gloom. One day, a young woman named Clara strolled through the cemetery gates, seeking solace among the silent stones. But as she wandered deeper into the graveyard, she felt an icy presence at her back. Turning slowly, she saw the gates closing on their own, trapping her within the cemetery's confines. Fear tightened its grip around her heart as she tried to flee, but the more she struggled, the deeper into the labyrinthine graveyard she was pulled. With each step, the shadows seemed to grow, enveloping her in their chilling embrace. Then, from behind a nearby mausoleum, a figure emerged, tall and imposing, its features obscured by the darkness. As it approached, Clara could feel its malevolent gaze upon her, its presence a tangible threat in the stifling air. Trapped in a nightmare of her own making, Clara realized that the cemetery had claimed her, and she would spend eternity within its haunted grounds. No, 1. The house on the hill. On the edge of town stood a house, an imposing structure with gables that scraped the sky. It had been vacant for years, its windows like vacant eyes staring out over the town below. Rumors swirled about the house, tales of a family that had met a gruesome end within its walls. But none could have predicted the horrors that lay in wait for those brave or foolish enough to venture inside. A group of teenagers, fueled by youthful bravado, decided to explore the house. Armed with flashlights, they crept through the decaying grandeur, their laughter echoing eerily in the cavernous rooms. But as the night wore on, the house revealed its sinister secrets. Walls adorned with cryptic symbols, hidden passages leading to forgotten chambers, and then the attic. There, amidst the dusty trunks, they found a diary detailing the family's descent into madness and despair. As they read, the attic temperature dropped and they could feel the weight of unseen eyes upon them. Suddenly, the diary slammed shut, and a blood-curdling scream echoed through the house. Plunged into darkness, the teenagers fled, their screams mingling with the wind as they raced to escape the house on the hill. And as the sun rose, they left behind the relics of their terror, forever changed by what they had witnessed in the House of Shadows. Which tale sent chills down your spine? Share your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed these spooky stories, don't forget to subscribe for more spine-tingling tales. And if you want to suggest future topics, feel free to comment below. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the realm of nightmares. Until next time, stay safe and keep your doors locked.